for the magic. The beat came together. All up in Dunkin' Donuts right now, getting that coffee. Such a gloomy day. I gotta get Jada a raincoat, y'all. It's supposed to rain all week. I gotta get my baby girl a raincoat and some galoshes. Thank God my day almost over, y'all. Thank God. And just like that, she in and she out. Gotta go do mommy duty stuff now, you know, doctor's appointments and shit.
It's an experience that I'll never forget. It's something that I cherish to this day. And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, you're doing this. My father-in-law had a friend that lived in Hawaii, and her name was Gail, and she was a seasoned soldier in the military. So she was who picked up me and Jazz at the airport, and she actually took me to my new home, my first apartment where James was waiting for me. And y'all, when we saw each other, oh my gosh, it was like finally, like we are together, we're in our own space, it's ours, it's empty, but guess what? It's ours. And you know, he was showing me the apartment. We had a small 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment with a tiny little kitchen and a tiny little everything, to be exact. And y'all, I remember our rent for this tiny ass little space was $985 a month, y'all. All right, so just wanted to just insert like just a clip of the last thing that I talked about so that I remember where to continue this story on. But afternoon, y'all, it is 2:43 and I decided to take a late lunch today because I gotta take Jada to her physical appointment. So I gotta go pick her up and then go drive all the way to the doctor's office. So wish I could have had an Uber bring her to me, okay? But the way base works, ain't nobody just getting on post, you feel me? All right, so I wanted to just pick up where I left off in the last vlog, and I just remember what I was saying, that our first apartment in Hawaii, we lived in Mililani, Hawaii, and we had this little shack, y'all. It is what it is. It was a shack for $985, okay? But it had everything that we needed. Jazz had her own room. Me and Mr. Long had ours. Our first piece of furniture that we actually purchased for ourselves was a bed, okay? And y'all, this man went and bought like our first comforter set for our bed. Keep in mind now, you know, he's a private, all right? This dude done went to JCPenney's and he done spent like $300 and something on a damn comforter. He know. But y'all, ask me, do I still have that comforter till this day? That comforter is 24 years old, okay? And it is like the heaviest comforter that we have in our house. It's heavy, okay? And it has lasted. So I believe if you spend some money on some good linen, it will last you a very long time if you take care of it, okay? But $300, y'all, we was y'all know I say ain't broke. We was financially strapped. We couldn't be affording no damn $300 comforter. Anywho, we had to suck that off as a loss, okay? And I just remembered our first night in our first apartment, y'all. Oh my gosh. Like, lights wasn't on. They wasn't. Lights was not on. We had a romantic evening the very first night, okay, lighting some candles because the people wasn't coming out to turn the lights on until the next day. So Gail dropped us off. She said she would meet back up with us the next day. She was gonna let us, you know, have our meet and greets. and she'll stop by over the weekend, and she was gonna break it down for us. Now, y'all, it was kind of scary, like our first night living together. Like, y'all, I've never shacked up with a man. I never like lived with a man before I got married, and James was the first for all of this. I personally never believed in shacking up, but you know, to each his own. You know, some people think it's a good thing to do, and I'm not gonna judge anybody that if you do or you don't, you know. I just know what I wasn't gonna do, okay? So it just felt weird, all right, that this is like our first time like spending the night together in somewhere that we now call our home, okay? Y'all, candlelights. Jasmine went to sleep because she was jet lagged like a mug. We wasn't. We was up, we was talking. We couldn't believe like it was like our own personal space. That was like big for us, okay? Y'all, it was so big for us to the point that, you know, we trying to do, you know, do to do. And, you know, why we acting like we still could get caught? Like, my mama can like come knock at the door and I'm jumping, you know, and shit like that. We was antsy like that, y'all, for like the first like year, because it was like, you know, when you gotta sneak, okay, everything cracks, knocks, those, you know, all that shit matters, okay? I remember the very next day, Gail was no joke, y'all. She actually came over. She called before she came. My phone was on. She called before she came, and she was just like, you know, she wanted to be respectful, because, you know, she know we was tired of doing something. Yet when she got over, she bought us what is it called? A composition book. That's what she purchased. She bought us a composition book, and she broke it down for us, because she told us, she was like, she wasn't told this when she first moved to Hawaii as a new soldier, you know, living there and stuff. She was like, you can't come to Hawaii and live like a tourist. You have to live like the locals, because you will be homeless and broke and stranded trying to live like the tourists, because the cost of living, it was just ridiculously high, y'all. And she broke it down for us. She was like, you know, when you get paid on the 1st and the 15th, she showed me how to draw a line down the page and put December 1st and put December 15th in the other column, y'all. And she was like, you know, don't try to pay your rent like in one lump sum, because you're gonna find yourself broke. She was like, you know, what she would suggest is that, you know, take half out on the 15th and hold that half, and then put the other half with it at the end of the month, and, you know, we'll have our $985. She was like, you know, you guys gotta pay light bill, you know, the water and sewer was already included in the apartment. However, we were responsible for the lights, any cable, and we did not have cable in the very beginning at all, because we could not afford it. And thank God, y'all, Wi-Fi was not a thing, and cell phones wasn't a thing. So we pretty much just had our rent, lights, and a telephone bill. We had to go to the laundromat, which our apartment was right across the walkway to where the laundromat was, and it was expensive as hell to wash and dry some clothes. I remember, you know, she explained to us, you know, far as like with the gas and how, you know, that works. It's always cheaper to get the gas on post versus buying it on the economy. She was very helpful, and I'm like that with my daughters. Like, I got Jasmine a composition book. Jada doesn't have a composition book yet, because Jada only has one bill. But going into Jada becoming a young adult, and she probably gonna have her own bills too, that's something that I'm gonna sit down and break it down for her too. However, Jazz had to learn, and it was something that, like, literally I crossed over with my kids and taught them how to budget and, you know, proper financial planning and stuff like that. So, with that being said, she came over, she had the combo, she broke it down for us, and we went, she took us to go do our first grocery shopping. Now the reason why she took us, y'all, because we was waiting for our car to get to Hawaii. And when you're coming from the States, and we was coming from Florida all the way over to Hawaii, it takes approximately 45 days for your vehicle to ship, okay? Your car is on a boat taking its first cruise, okay? So she was our transportation, and you know, she took us to the grocery store to go grocery shopping for the first time. Y'all, I remember we went to the commissary on oh my god, Schofield Barracks. Y'all, let me just tell you, we thought we did like so good, okay? I'm gonna tell y'all, that initial grocery shopping, like anytime you move or you starting out fresh, that shit add up, okay? Because you gotta start over and get everything, all the condiments, the seasonings, the meats, the side dishes. You gotta get everything like from scratch, okay? So the first time we went shopping, we thought we did like really good because we spent like, I want to say like $175, and like, yo, we had ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise and stuff like that, and like our refrigerator looked all full and stuff, like, you know, the first day and shit. Child, after a week, after about a week, maybe 2 weeks, I'ma say, child, that grocery started dwindling down, okay, real quick. And so we had been there for like 2 weeks, and you know, here it is, you know, I'm trying not to be on the phone long distance with my mom and my grandma and them and stuff like that a whole lot, because long distance, you had to pay, okay? It ain't like how you can call anywhere in the United States now, you ain't gotta pay extra for nothing, okay? No, you had to pay. And I just never wanted us to have like a super duper high expensive ass phone bill, okay? So it's like you had to be cautious when you called, and y'all used to be timing them phone calls, okay? Because break that shit down to like 15 cents a minute. Yeah, you'll quickly talk and say what you got to say, okay? With that being said, y'all, we had only been there 2 weeks, and James had found out he was going to be going to Japan. I ain't even been there 2 weeks, and we already finding out the middle of January he is going to Japan for 30 days, okay? Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was nervous and scared because I'm like, I don't know a damn soul other than Gail over here in Hawaii, and like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I did. You buck up and you handle it. That's what you do. And so I told y'all that grocery that we had bought, okay, we had worked it in our budget, and let me just tell you this, once you get settled, we got our next paycheck, and our paycheck was jacked up, okay? Our paycheck was jacked up the first 6 months that we were living in Hawaii, okay? We was not getting BAH for a family of 3. And if you're in the military and you are a soldier or a dependent, you know how crucial your BAH is to your survival, okay? Because that's what basically pays the rent, all right? That is basic allowance housing, all right? Ours was messed up for 6 months, y'all. 6! Oh my gosh. So when we got the second paycheck, you know, the first one was big, but the second one wasn't. And then the one we got on the 1st of January wasn't either. So we was like, oh my God, like, what is going on? My husband go down to pack. They telling him, like, you know, they putting in, you know, requests to find out what's going on with his check, putting in inquiries and stuff like this. You on hold, you on pause. Now y'all, if the army or military owe you some money, best believe they're gonna take their time giving you that money back. All right, they ain't in no hurry. All right, but let you owe them some money, child, you won't even blink and that shit will be gone. Okay, you'll see that shit hit your account and next thing you know it will be gone. They do not play when you owe them money, but when they owe you money, it's a lots of fuckery, like for real. So y'all, right before he was getting ready to go to Japan, you know, he's like, Steph, like, we haven't got our car yet. You know, he's leaving like 3 days before we was getting our car, and he was like, we strapped, you know, we like really are strapped. We strapped with groceries because, like I said, y'all, there is no book on how to be a productive married couple, wife, husband. There ain't no book on that shit. Okay, you kind of make it up as you go depending on the players. And James and I, just when I tell y'all, we would sacrifice to make sure that Jasmine had milk. And like at this time she was getting ready to turn 1, and y'all, I made the executive decision and I took her off formula because I couldn't afford formula anymore. So old girl got put on some whole vitamin D milk. My grandma and my mama both said she good. She get Jasmine don't look like she missing no meals. She ain't malnutritionist, nothing, okay? So my mama done told me just go and put her on milk. She'll be fine. So I was able to get WIC when we lived in Florida, when I was still living with my mom, because, you know, I'm living with her and my husband is afar and all of this stuff. Well, when we got to Hawaii, because we lived off base, y'all, they said we made too much money for WIC, okay? And I'm gonna explain. Y'all gotta keep up with me now. Stay with me. Y'all, 3 days before my husband getting ready to go to Japan, we broke. Like, we done paid the rent, we done paid the bills, bought Pampers, milk, just basic stuff, okay? And he was like so like nervous about, oh my gosh, like I'm about to leave my family and like we don't have no grocery, okay? So have y'all ever heard that saying, you know, your pride will deprive you, okay? And as long as you have like this pride where you feel like you are too good to ask for help or a helping hand, you know, I guess you're gonna not eat, right? Well, my husband put all pride aside, y'all, and he was calling like you know, like food shelters, food banks. There's one that they had on the base where, you know, you can come over, you can pick up a grocery bag, like a paper sack like type grocery bag, and you could pick up groceries, okay? He did that. He went to a food bank at a church and they gave him like a box of like miscellaneous like groceries and stuff. It was nothing that was perishable, yeah, no meat or anything like that, mainly like canned goods and, you know, box things that, you know, you could prepare and stuff like that. If it was canned meat, it was like, you know, sardines, Vienna sausages, things of that nature, right? So he came home with his buddy that he had met in basic training. They had both got stationed in Hawaii together. He had took him to the food bank to get grocery, and we didn't have it, y'all. Like, when I say struggle was real, it was real, y'all. Like, my husband was like nervous about like leaving me for 45 days, and he was like, well, 30 days, and he's like, you know, like, what are you gonna do? And I just told him, I said, I have to shit, we gotta learn how to make it do what it do. And child, that's when you start learning how to make some waffles, and peanut butter is the protein, and some syrup, and honey, that is a complete meal. Cut some bananas up on the side, you know what I'm saying? It's a little water, so you don't get, you know, your throat don't be all choked up and shit. You will learn how to survive if you have to. Buttered bread, you will learn what you got to do to live. Fried bologna, you will make it do what it do, okay? Child, spaghetti noodles, you gotta learn how to saute that shit in some butter, add some garlic powder and some salt, and call it a day, okay? You learn to make it work. And y'all, I did tell my mom about what we was going through because she my mama, okay? And y'all, I ain't gonna lie, my mom, she literally went shopping, and she bought a bunch of canned goods and like Pop-Tarts and cereal and stuff like that. And my mama put that stuff in a box, and she sent us like a huge care package. I want to say she did it maybe 2 or 3 times, and it was very helpful. And you know, at that point, I've always known that my mama got my back no matter what. I don't care how mad she may be with you, how pissed she may be because you ain't doing something that she wants you to do or she think that you should be doing. She gonna always come through, and that's what mamas do, right? Well, my mom would send us stuff, and y'all, it was like my husband put his pride aside, and he went and got that grocery, he went and got that food. He was like, y'all gonna eat, y'all gonna eat. And so ever since James and I have been together, no matter what, when he's gonna be gone even for a couple of days, there's this frog that shows up in my throat because I just be like trying not to cry, or you know, show him like I'm gonna miss him and stuff like that. And in the beginning, y'all, it used to be really, really bad because like it was almost like we was having like separation anxiety from one another, and we just loved being around each other. Like literally, when I tell y'all, I married like my best friend. I did. He may not like to shop with me a whole lot and stuff like that, but I married my best friend, all right? He gonna always have my best interests at heart. And so while he was gone, I had to ensure him that I got this. And so y'all, 3 days later, when our car showed up, we had very minimal groceries in the house, but oh well. Miss Gail came and picked me up. She took me down to the port to pick up my car. I had to get an inspection and all of this. And y'all, that's why money was like tight, because when you pick up your car, you gotta make sure you have insurance. You gotta make sure you ready to register this thing like immediately, get tags and plates and all of this, okay? And so your money gets tied up real quick, especially when these are expenses that you're not prepared, or you don't know, okay? So when I tell y'all in the beginning, I used to call y'all, the camera got hot and turned off on y'all, but like I was saying, I used to call my mom and my father-in-law a lot, and they would talk me through. It was almost like a doggone tutorial, y'all. Talk me through on what I had to do, how I had to do it, and all of this. Now, it took me being somebody that takes great notes, write stuff down, and ask lots of questions for me to make all of this come together and do what it do. But by the time Mr. Long came back from his 30 days of being in Japan, y'all, I had done picked up our car, registered, insured, had to have tents removed off of it because we had illegal Florida tents. Y'all know in Florida they ain't got no limits, okay? Done got a car inspected. I had done established a better budget that was gonna work for us. Miss Gail set me in the right direction, but it was up to me now that I knew how our money was coming in. Like, I really had to like budget. Y'all, when I say budget, when I say I would go get gas and we had a big ass 1987 Chevy Caprice Classic. Child, y'all know them some gas guzzlers, okay? They drink all the damn gas, all right? Child, I was so frugal. Y'all be going down the hill. Real talk. Going down the hill. Hello.
You're welcome.
It's okay. Thank you. Going down the hill or going down the mountain, because there's lots of mountains in Hawaii, y'all. Somebody would take her foot off the gas and child, just let the momentum of the car flow. It's a thing called gravity. Child, I let gravity do what it do and save me on some petrol, child, because, and it used to work. James used to be like, girl, that ain't doing nothing. Yes, it do. Take your foot off the gas and just let the car roll. You'll be surprised how much gas you save, like for real. He used to be laughing at me, but y'all, I can honestly say like the first 6 to 9 months that we lived in Hawaii, I didn't shop. I didn't shop at all. Like, I ain't buy no panties, no bras. Only person that was getting stuff was the person that was growing rapidly, and that was Jasmine, okay? Pampers, clothes, oh my gosh, you name it. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, like, I guess, you know, I mentioned this my birthday weekend, and I told y'all I had a conversation with Jasmine, and she was like, you know, am I where I thought I would be at 44? And I told her yes, like I wouldn't change nothing, because all the struggle, the happiness, the sadness, you know, the things that we've been through as a couple, as a family and stuff like that, like it all played a part in like who we are and where we are. And I wouldn't change it, because it taught us the value of family, the value of love. And y'all, like when I say struggle, okay? I was doing my own relaxers, and that was something that never happened, y'all, until I moved out on my own. My mama always would like take us to get our hair done, or she would do our hair and stuff like that, because she's a cosmetologist. But child, please, y'all, no hair done, no new clothes, no nothing. Everything that came with me, y'all. We would like once every 2 weeks we would get out the house, and we didn't drive everywhere, because like I told y'all, gas was high as hell. Gas was like $5 a gallon, child, back in 94, 95, you know what I'm saying? So child, please, we would literally like catch the city bus and go to Pearl Ridge Mall and walk around and literally window shop. Like, that's all I could do back then, is a window shop. And my husband used to be like, you know, babe, one day, you know, we're gonna have it, and you know, you're gonna be able to do what you want to do. You're gonna be able to get your hair done, your nails done. You're gonna be able to get, you know, go shopping and stuff like that. And he was like, we're gonna be good, we're gonna be good. And I just was like, okay, you know, that time is gonna come. And y'all, it just, when you can struggle with a man in the beginning, and like literally like neither one of y'all done brought shit to the table, like nothing, Nathan, okay, nothing. He ain't got more than you got, and you ain't got more than he got. Like y'all on equal playing field, right? You learn this. It's just the undying respect that you have for one another, because even though my husband was in the army, he was the soldier. He was the one having to endure PT and, you know, sleeping outside in the field and going to the range and all that shit. Even though he had to do that, I still had to be at the house, at the home front, taking care of the home, creating a home, raising our daughter, you know, making sure that, you know, the house was taken care of, making sure we was taken care of. And when I tell y'all, like, to see that my husband literally like put his pride aside and was like, fuck it, you know, my family is not gonna be hungry while my ass is in Japan, because the army gonna make sure he eat, okay? He was like, it's just not gonna happen. When a man can put a pride aside for you and show you like there is nothing that he would not do for you, you got a good one. You got a good one. So I'm gonna stop the story time right here at this moment, and I'm about to get in here and get Jada. I shouldn't even get I ain't getting that. I'm finna she coming. So y'all, our first 6 to 9 months was a struggle, and I survived the first 45 days I was there. The first 60 days I was there, 30 of them days my husband was gone. He was in Hawaii. No, he was in Japan. I learned a lot about myself at that time. I learned that I am independent, that I am capable of doing more than I think I could. If I don't do it, shit ain't gonna get done. Like, I literally learned a lot of life lessons, and I literally learned how strong I was as a young woman, and also as a very new wife. Like, I was like, what the fuck I'm doing, but I gotta do it, you know what I'm saying? So, to leave y'all off at a pivotal moment, I can tell y'all that the first time while James was deployed, we filed our first income tax together, and my husband had to leave me a power of attorney, and you know, for me to be able to sign his name and stuff like that. And it was our first time ever doing this. Like, I never did it even, you know, when I was single, because I worked odd man jobs and stuff. You put mine up?
Sierra was texting you that, but she was taking too long. She is fired.
So y'all, let me talk to Jada right quick, and we'll pick up at when we filed our taxes for the first time. Because y'all, it was a lot of lessons learned just in that experience alone. And
you're taking the risk.
I did. I took the risk. Y'all, Jada, like, you took the risk? Because she had bought me this Pandora charm bracelet for my birthday. And it broke. It had broke on day one. And so she was like, you wore it to work? I wore it yesterday and the day before. And it's still in one piece. So,
well, my fingernail ain't. I done lost 2. This one was hanging on by a thread.
Oh, look what I got you. Look in the back. Look in the back. Look in the back what I got you, girl.
I see nothing.
It's a Primark bag right there.
My arms are so long. This is my raincoat.
I got a raincoat. Y'all, I feel so bad for little shawty this morning.
Because that umbrella show was not by the door.
Which one? It was one
There
at the
was
door.
not an umbrella by the door.
You got wet?
I had no choice.
Oh, baby.
Would have came in handy this morning.
I got her yellow. She'll show it to y'all when we get home. But I'm finna go, y'all, because here come the school bus. Bam! Okay, y'all. I'm back. And I'm home. Okay? Y'all. Told y'all, Dollar Tree be having some cute little reading glasses. Don't sleep on them. I have to have them like all over the house now, y'all. So, I was just finishing up editing what I had already sat and spoke with y'all about and stuff. So, what I wanted to do was, I wanted to finish up about the lessons learned first year filing taxes, okay? And I have to say this to y'all. Please, for no reason, don't be thinking I'm coming from my mother. But I told y'all, I've learned a lot of lessons
from my mama. And if I'm gonna tell y'all the story for it to be a lesson that somebody else learns, I gotta tell it. No matter the good, the bad, the ugly, okay? It's the past. Y'all know I love my mama. Y'all know we is tight and thick as thieves, okay? And y'all come for her, y'all come, you coming for me too, okay? However, as I said, it's a lesson learned because this is something I was able to pass down to my daughter as well. And I've had this conversation with some of my daughter's friends that are older, and you know, they don't even know what to do because parents just don't tell you, okay? So y'all, I told y'all there's a reason why I said how long I lived with my mom when after I got married, because once I became married, that made me and James able to file married filing joint. I got married May 21st, and y'all know this goes all the way up until the end of the year. Okay, remember now, I told y'all, keep up. Remember I told y'all I pay my mom rent, okay? I'ma just tell y'all, my mom didn't raise no dumb girls. None, okay? And I just was, she would probably say I was a smart ass, you know, or, you know, I was trying to be funny. Yet, y'all, I do this with my daughter now, okay? I do this with Jasmine right now, and it wasn't even her, okay? It was me. Y'all, and I see my mama rent. Yep. I was having my mom sign receipts, okay? Receipts saying that, you know, she got it. So she can't say I didn't give it to her. And, you know, it would have the month, the date, the amount, you know, whatever. Alright. I do that with my daughter now. Y'all know Jazz is 24. Jazz lives here. Jazz contributes to our household. She has her own bills as well. I told y'all lessons learned. However, we just don't go up on the rent every month and stuff like that. You know, we gave her a set price. We told her that we felt like it was fair. And to be fair, y'all, we even let her come up with the amount. You know, she know her pockets. She know what she got to pay. And that's fair. However, we always wanted to instill in her, you know, the importance of learning how to budget and pay your bills. And like I said, y'all, my mama taught me a huge lesson by doing this. Now, the lesson did kind of come back and, like, it created some animosity. It created some... it was not good, okay? So let me just tell y'all what happened. I went to go file my taxes in 1995. And because I was married and we were married longer than I was single, so that's May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 8 months out of the year I was married filing joint. So, which gives my husband the right to claim me as a dependent, me and our daughter. Y'all, I went, got my taxes in that day, sat in that long ass line so they could be done for free, okay? And I was so excited. Now, if I was excited about $865 for my husband's first check, can y'all imagine how excited I was to find out that we was getting $2,077 in tax return, like free money, okay? Like, how did we qualify for this, okay? So, it was my first year I learned about earned income credit. First time, like I said, we filed married filing joint. We filed our daughter. We had, you know, all our paperwork in check. And y'all, I just walked out of the tax office that day like, yes, honey. I told y'all we ain't had no furniture. We ain't have nothing, y'all. We had loaner furniture. L-O-A-N-E-R. I said it, y'all. Loaner furniture, where the military posts let you borrow furniture until you get your own furniture. Now, it was the ugliest furniture ever. Bamboo with these Hawaiian print cushions and stuff. However, if you came to my house, you had somewhere to sit, okay?
and it was clean. That's all that mattered. But I was like, oh my God, I'm about to go get some furniture. You know, we about to do it up, okay? I'm about to finally start making my home a home. Y'all, I left the tax office that day. I came home. I'm happy. I'm like lit. Like, I cannot wait to tell James this. Y'all know he in Japan, so you know I gotta wait and find out when he called. We ain't have callable ID back then either, okay? So y'all, that night, same day, I get a phone call from my mom, okay? And apparently my mom had went and already filed her taxes. And what happened was my mama filed me and tried to file Jasmine as well. And soon as mine went through, there was a clash. So it's like two people claiming two people who rightfully can claim. So y'all, I was like, okay, how did I find out about this? They called me that night, and I don't think I hadn't got home. I hadn't even gone like back at the house like maybe 2 hours. And the people on the post, they called and they said that our tax return was rejected. And I said, why? And that's when he informed me. He was like, well, from what I'm looking, he was like, it looks as if somebody's already claimed you. And I was like, okay. I said, well, what do I need to do? And he was like, well, you can come back down here and you can fill out this form. And the form states that there's only X person that can claim you, and anybody else, you have to fall off. So y'all, the next day I went down there and I did such, okay, I filled out the form and I handled my business. Now the repercussions was later. My mama called me and she asked me if I filed my taxes. And I said, yes, I did. And she was like, okay, well, why is James claiming you? And I said, well, because he's my husband and he can. And so she was like, no, you lived with me. And I said, no, I paid rent. Did you forget like the receipts that, you know, you signed and, you know, I have copies of and stuff like that? And my mama got so mad with me, y'all. Mama, forgive me. Don't get mad all over again, because I'm telling it. Because let's just say our experience literally is a lesson learned for other people. My mama is full of knowledge, y'all. Full of knowledge and wisdom and all of that. And she will coach you and school you through something. This go round, it's like, it wasn't even me trying to have like the upper hand with her. It's just that right is right and wrong is wrong. And like, why would you like try to cut us off from getting our tax return because you trying to claim me, Jasmine, and the rest of my siblings? The rest of my siblings was able to be claimed because they still lived in the house and they still were underage minors, okay? Not me. I'm 21 years old, okay? I'm 21 and I moved across the world, the country, you know what I'm saying? And I'm married. I'm new. Remember I told you I left Stephanie Jackson behind. I am not Stephanie Long. I am Mrs. Long, honey. Y'all, my mama cussed me out. She cussed me out like she forgot I was her child, okay? Like, she went off. And when my mama go off, y'all, I know when I get upset, like, literally, I don't think. Like, literally, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, your firstborn. I'm coming for you, all right? And I know that's wrong, y'all. I know that is something that when I'm upset, my husband say I act just like my mama. He was like, that is the trait I have of her. I'm coming for blood. Straight up. My mama is coming for blood too. And that's why I don't like taking myself to that place, because I know how ugly I can get and how, you know, you just wouldn't like me. Pretty much. Y'all wouldn't like me. And I can honestly say, like, you don't see that side of me a lot because me like that, you know? This situation, I was messing with my mama money, okay? And she was not happy, all right? Cussed me out. She hung up on me. And I told y'all, you know, back in the day, when we had to pay long distance, you know, who's gonna pay for you to be on the phone cussing them out long distance, 15 cents a minute? No, y'all. I am the type of person that before I say something disrespectful or rude, I really try to end the conversation. And I try to acknowledge and let you know, conversation is ending. We're not gonna do this. Goodbye. I love you. We'll talk later. I'm firm about it, okay? Because first of all, I don't want to get off the phone and just be ugly. But then at the same time, I just always think about what if. That's me. So I always want to throw in, I love you. I'm hanging up. I'm getting off the phone. We're not going anywhere. Nah, it ain't happened like that night. You know, that was my lesson learned, that, you know, not to be rude and not to be disrespectful. Because here it is, I have a young daughter too, that one day she's gonna grow up, and I don't want her coming for me like that, okay? I don't want her coming for me, my soul, you know what I'm saying? So I let my mama say what she had to say. She was upset, and I don't even want to repeat what she said, because honestly, like, y'all, to this day I still remember that. I don't have no grudges though, because God continues to bless me. However, I just will never forget it, okay? The next day, my mom called, and apparently she had went down to the tax service, and they told her by me being removed didn't affect her tax return 1 penny. Why? Because I was over age, I was no longer in college, and I had a dependent of my own. So this is the thing, when young people are like learning how to do taxes and stuff like that, and I've had some conversations, like I said, y'all, with some of Jazz's friends in college and stuff like that. You know, as long as your parents are providing for you and stuff like that, and you're in school, they have a right to claim you, because you're still on most of their medical insurance and all of that. However, the day you graduate from college, or the day you turn a certain age, they cut you off. Okay, so if they cut you off, that means your parents can't claim you either. Okay, I just think people take risk, you know, claiming other people's children and stuff like that. And I'm telling y'all, like, I like freedom. I like to be free and come and go as I please and wear what I want, because orange is not my new black. Okay, so I don't be playing with the people called the IRS. No, I don't play with them. So I was glad that my mom was able to rectify the situation, and to just realize that me being removed was not going to be a cause and effect of her lump sum. Okay, we was able to live happily ever after with our $2,077 and keep it moving, and there was no love lost. However, for the future, never had that problem ever again, because it's my first year married, y'all. And when I tell y'all, I was not allowing anybody, didn't matter if it was my mother, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-laws, father-in-laws, you know, it just didn't matter who it was. I was not allowing anybody to dictate the way my marriage was gonna go, our marriage. You know, no, we ain't playing by nobody else's rules. Steph and James rules, and we're gonna carry on. So now that I done brought y'all all the way up to speed with that, tomorrow when we continue this story time, tomorrow I'm going to tell y'all about when I got my first job, because I wasn't even there 4 months and Steph had to get a job. Okay, I had to get a J-O-B, because I was tired of being broke, y'all. I was tired. It was just like, shit wasn't happening fast enough. And I told y'all our check was messed up for 6 whole months. I'll be back. Promise. And we will pick this up exactly where we left off. So stay tuned.